Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. All right, everybody. We're gonna start this off very quick. First, I'd like to say shout out to everybody who's made it through Thursday. You made it through Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. Everything's all good. Let's get to the clip. Here we go.
I'm going to take y'all all the way back to 1979. This is a lot of things exposed that nobody knew. And a lot of people still don't know because for some inadvertent reason, they refuse to acknowledge the truth. This is at, the birth of hip hop worldwide. I'll tell you this. Are y'all ready for that truth? I need to see by show of hearts. You know what? I'm going to wait till there's about 10 more people that chime in. So tag somebody and let them know we're on. We got about 2 minutes technically before start time. So let me see by hearts so I can bring you up to speed with what really, really went down. I'm going to give you a little history lesson, something that I love you more. Thank you.
Let me pause right there for a minute, just for a minute. It just goes to show you, she's, she might have a room of 30, 40 people. And she is one of the most, she is an R&B icon. We can say that much. It just shows you the world of social media where they don't, just because somebody has just a few people in their room, as Angie did in just this live stream, doesn't take away from their quality. She was a quality woman. Her music was quality. I have not heard anybody talk smack about Angie at all. So it just goes to show you that being a great talent, being a great person does not necessarily mean that you'd be popular in these shady, shallow worlds of social media. It really is a fad place for fad, really. But I'm glad she made this live stream, and I'm glad to bring it to you. Also, I'm glad to see Jackie Gaines in the house. Let's get to it. Here we go.
Beta Phi Betas, okay, out there. I'm gonna need y'all to come on board. Give me some blue hearts. All right. I need to see my girls on there. Come on. Represent. Because I'm going to show you some stuff in a couple of minutes. I must do this. There you go. What's up? That's what I'm talking about. Come on now. Yes. Hey. Okay, we're at that moment where we need to, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. Let me just say this. Come on, tag somebody. All my sisters, my sorors, I need y'all to get on this live. Come on. I need your support right now because what we're talking is serious. We're trying to get it in. We want people to follow and know the truth. We need a real icon to step up who ain't afraid of anything and just come with it. Yeah. Anyway, what time is it? It's that time. It is 3 o'clock. Okay, I'm going to take you back to 1979. 1979. How many of you guys knew of, I'm going to ask you this question first, of the Sugar Hill Gang?
Yep. Up. City hip.
By show of
the hip hop. You don't stop that. Let me. Sorry, Angie. Let me shut up.
Hearts. By show of thumbs up. If you knew about the Sugar Hill Gang and that whole Sugar Hill story, let me see some hearts and a thumbs up. I need to see that. Okay. Anybody that knew of that, show me what you're working with, please.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was the jam.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, all 12 or 15 or 45 minutes of it, that was the longest. That was one of the longest jams out. It went for like, I think 11 minutes, only to be edged out by Knee Deep. That was a crisp 12 something minutes. You know what I mean? Let's keep it going. Here we go.
I see you. Okay. Okay, how many of you guys knew about the Sequence being the first girl group at the Sugar Hill label? Let me just see
No,
if you
I
guys,
think I
up on
heard of
your
them, but
history facts.
yeah. Okay.
Come on now, come on. Hearts, thumbs up, hearts, thumbs up. I need to see it. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna give you a second to marinate on. If you was back then, you're probably a little slow with your memory. You're trying to figure it out. Let me just tell you what you probably didn't know. Everybody thought the group, the Sequence, which was the group I was involved in, it included myself.
And mom in the house.
I was known then as Angie B. There was Cheryl the Pearl, and there was Blondie.
And Riddick.
Okay. We had gotten discovered at a concert by Sylvia Robinson. We were watching a Sugar Hill Gang concert. Okay. Now, what you probably didn't know, because everybody thought we were a one-hit wonder at the label. Not so. How many of you guys remember the song Apache? And remember,
oh yeah, yep. Grandmaster Flash, I think. Yep. That was a jam.
The song Eighth Wonder by the Sugar Hill Gang.
The Sugar
by
Hill
a show
Gang.
of hearts and thumbs up. Do any of you remember that?
Yep.
Eighth Wonder and Apache.
Yep. Well, I guess they sung background for it, huh?
Okay, I have you to know that Sequence wasn't a one-hit wonder. We wrote those songs for the Sugar Hill Gang.
Dang.
Voila.
Okay, let me tell you something. Let me tell you, break it down real quick. As a DJ, especially back there in the day, okay, Sugar Hill Gang was popping. This was when I was like just getting started, but they were popping. And let me tell you, if you know what Angie is telling you is that it wasn't. Remember when we were having the battle over, who started hip hop? Well, it sounds like to me the women started hip hop because the Sugar Hill Gang, 1979, that was they were it. That was it. Grandmaster Flash, they came along later on and stuff. They might have been doing some little stuff before, but Sugar Hill Gang, oh my, literally the whole album you could pop. You could just take your pick. It's gonna be a floor filler.
We wrote those songs and nobody ever cared to mention it. I'll give you another secret in the infrastructure of Sugar Hill. Aside from the background singers, Cheryl the Pearl and myself were the actual voices of the West Street Mob. Until they replaced us when they realized we were too busy trying to promote our own careers that we couldn't be both. They had to get some other people, and so they made up a group and they continued to record. But the original Let's Dance, I know you got the feet for Let's Dance.
Oh,
get down. That was
dang.
Cheryl Pearl and Angie B, aka Angie Stone. That's another secret that you probably just did not know.
Y'all give her a hand of applause. Give her some flowers because those were the jams back then. You take any hot artist today, that's how they were back then. That's how they were back then.
A lot of writing was going on, a lot of creating was going on at the time at Sugar Hill. They had given Cheryl the Pearl a position to actually go in the studio as an A&R person and help keep all of the band members working, in which she did. And at that time, I was so poor before I got to Sugar Hill that whenever I saw a piano, I would lose it. I would jump on that piano. And at that time, well, long before that, I had started banging.
Hello, my HMTV viewers. I'm glad you are watching. And for the
Let me pause this. I mean, that just shows you right there. I mean, how much hip hop, you know, hip hop masculinity just downplayed basically the beginning of hip hop was started by women, because if you hear these guys talk about when did hip hop start, they might debate on which group, but one group that kept coming up all the time was Sugar Hill Gang. That was the group that just kept floating off of everybody's mouth. Now, they might have said it was, some other rapper or whatever like that, but they were definitely one of the starters of it. And to hear that Angie Stone was in the mix, making that was there at the birth of hip hop, was the person in the mix of the birth of hip hop. Because we don't know where it would have been if the Sugar Hill Gang would have flunked or did not do good. You heard it come out of her mouth. She wrote some of their biggest hits. That means that she wrote some of the biggest hits in hip hop. Let me keep it going here. I thought I heard something else, but let me flip over that. Here we go.
On March 1st, 2025. The accident occurred as she and her band were traveling from a performance in Mobile,
I don't want to hear nothing about that, to be honest with you. I don't want to hear nothing about that. Okay, let's go up to this one right here, though.
Again, a few more people, as I don't want to have to repeat myself, because what's happening.
This is Angie's conversation about D'Angelo.
Happening in life is, everybody wants to, well, when you going to do your biopic? People want to know about D'Angelo and I. mean, my life does not start or stop with D'Angelo. Life goes on. It was going on before I met him. It will continue to go on. And I think people are so one-track minded that they really are, when are you going to do a story? Because they really want to say, can you tell us about D'Angelo? Okay, I'm going to tell you honestly, no, I just won't talk about one person, because there were many people in my life that had a significant space that meant, the world to me. Of course, D'Angelo and I were very good friends, but I need for you to know that as wonderful as that friendship has been, it came with a lot of challenges. And I'll tell you
right now, D'Angelo doesn't look like that anymore, but let's keep it going.
Nature of the industry, based on a secret that I recently found out from someone who is credible, that let me in on some things that I didn't know even up until lately. And I have to tell you, it was shocking just to find out. But in any event, I will share them with you and let you know the devil don't play fair. No, this is not Angie Stone's life story, but what it is a peek into what inquiry minds want to know. Back when I was in a very high-profile relationship with D'Angelo, shortly after the breakup between us, everything kind of slowed down in my world in terms of tour dates, work, The perception was the worst, of course. But I was accepting everything pretty good and say, look, life goes on. I can't stop because I have fans all over the world that are depending on me to keep doing music, to keep pushing through. So, of course, I'm trying to do tour dates and continue to work. And it recently came to me because, of course, people wanted to know my story. They wanted to do my biopic.
Very well said. Very well said, Jackie Gaines. Jackie says people are quick to want to know about other people's lives, all while they keep their lives buried behind closed doors, bars.
It came to me via one of the employees that worked for that company that represented him. And they said to me, whoever's doing your story, can I please be a voice in the room? I would love to give some input from things that I knew. And it's time that the truth be told. And I'm like, well, what are you talking about? Because the first you got to tell me. Well, it was told to me.
Uh-oh.
Are you guys ready for this one?
I don't know if I'm ready. Let's go with it. Let's go with it. Here we go.
Anyway.
Uh-oh.
It was told to me that they were single-handedly put in charge of sending out letters everywhere to make people think that I was the cause of him being exposed to alcohol, to drugs, to everything that could have gone wrong. And we need you to mail this out. And that person knew that it was all fabricated. And they were willing to go on record. And they don't care today, but they're willing to go on record to tell the truth. You can imagine how shocked I was to know that they actually mailed letters out into the industry, blaming me for the fall and the demise of someone's career.
Yeah, that's how it is. That's how dirty it is in the industry, though. That's crazy. I mean, think about it. Even if, so they're saying that's really, quite honestly, this crap is universal, because how is a woman supposed to control, in this society especially, how is a woman supposed to control a grown man? I mean, it wasn't like he was 12.
It really gets me upset because I don't do drugs. I don't do any of the stuff that a lot of people have fallen victim to. I will tell you this, as a young person, we all tried things, but no, I have never single. I wouldn't want the chastisement from God for being responsible for breaking another person's gifting. That's not cool. So the person let me know, and it's going on record to say that when the time comes, they will step up to the mic and let it be known that was their assignment.
Wow.
To destroy my credibility.
And the sad part about it is that this is common. I bet it was very common back then. It's like very common. I mean, look at Diddy. How many people's lives did he destroy?
by way of making me look crazy in a relationship that was innocent and pure and real. As a matter of fact, it was so real and pure, you could tell by the nourishment of the music then was just pleasant, it was real, it was pure. As a result, and I can only imagine the damage that that stuff did to my career.
Oh, yeah.
I got a reputation at that.
I welcome you guys back on here. If you're new, consider subscribing, liking, and also share this video. So the singer, songwriter, and actress, and of course record producer Angie Stern passed away at the age of 63 in a car incident. So today we are going to look at her relationship with the ex baby daddy, that is D'Angelo. Actually, they dated together. They dated each other in the 90s.
Go forward a little bit. I'm just going to move forward.
There is no audience for the older rappers. You name one person from my era selling numbers like M or even Lil Pump was at a point in time and shit. Anybody getting streams like that. Anybody from my era. Name one, and it cannot be Jay.
I won't say your era, but the content of your era. Griselda is the content of that era. When I listen to him, I'm attracted by the nostalgia that I feel.
But there is not an MC from my era because of the age stigma that can come back. People love the shit out of DMX. If X dropped the album tomorrow, absolutely I would. But with the masses, would he sell like X and... No, I don't even know how it went with streaming and all that shit, because that's where them kids live now. And as far as us, we was happy to see it. Yeah. One of ours, and shit is solid as but did everybody get to hear it that needed to hear it? I don't think so.
Yeah, the only thing, the hip hop brought some beautiful music, but it also brought a culture of predatory behavior. You can't, I mean, it's sad that it did, but look who, Diddy. And you think about all the people who are top notch, not top notch, but, producers, big producers, most of them have some sort of predatory history in one way or the other. From R. Kelly, R. Kelly's our R&B legend, but, he liked he liked all his women, it seemed, women technically, girls sub 17. You see what I'm saying? So there's some problems that need to be solved for hip hop in general to still excel and do better, in my opinion. That's how I feel about it. Let's go into something a little positive right now. Let's kick in with Joy.
I don't like that. What's happening? Oh, they lied. It was all a lie.
This is Hot Ones Versus. In front of these contestants is a stack of deeply personal questions. They can either tell the truth,
I have my answer,
or suffer the wrath of the last dash. Whoever eats the most wings loses.
Stop talking.
Okay, we know about this part. Okay, let's go into it. Here we go. Come on.
No, hello. No, please. But, there has to be something. I really don't have any tips for you, sister. So you gonna eat a wing?
Phoenix Soul in the house. Good seeing you, Phoenix Soul. Very good. Everybody give Phoenix Soul a warm welcome. Here we go.
I'm gonna eat a wing on that. Wait. Not a single tip. You just smashed the Grammys. Period. I can't argue with that. Okay. So how's that? Is it spicy? I thought you guys said this was spicy. Okay, it's not. I'm Caribbean. Come on. Okay. Why is your eye twitching? Maybe I spoke too fast. I don't know. But anyways, okay.
Everybody knows Doechii. Doechii, I have to admit, I like her music because it has a little classic vibe to it, you know? It has a little classic vibe and she does some crazy stuff with it. You know, she might, you know, it's like a blend of different genres of music. I mean, from it's cool. That's all I can say. Drum and bass, whatever. She just goes for it. So I have to give her a little something. You know, I have to give her a little, you know, some flowers here and there. You know, okay, so she got a little bit of a Grammy. It's a big deal. It's my flowers. The flowers I give are the big, you know, that's the respect. That's the respect. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, here we go.
Okay. Oh, as a Grammy Award-winning songwriter, there's a constant need to document your innermost thoughts and feelings. Read your last notes, app entry out loud. Okay. I have in my notes like a bunch of goals that I have. So my first goal that I have written in my notes, and here's proof, is a sunny day in Brazil. I'm riding a bike. I'm familiar with the city and the people. I'm fluent in Portuguese, and I frequent Brazil often. The day is perfect. There's a rainbow. It's humid. Also a perfect cool breeze. I'm in bliss. And I remember that I wrote this goal down. I smile and I praise God for my life in this moment. Thank you. Wow, this is like a story. I love that. That's how I like to write my goals out. You got to script your life. Period. That's the way how you manifest. No hot dab for me. Hello. Next. This is
wait. Okay, one more.
All right. In this round, we will play ring roulette with the new crispy boneless wings from Jack in the Box. Half of the wings are coated in Jack in the Box sauces, but beware, the other half are coated in the last dab, which are munch spicier. Oh, okay.
Did somebody say munch?
Wow. Oh my God.
I mean, that's not surprising because there's so much more to choose from at Jack in the Box.
All right, let me go. All right, everybody, we're gonna get into Don right about now. Here we go, y'all. Don, you know, Don Robinson, probably another R&B legend, admitted to us that she was living out of her car, and I know why she was. And I know very much why everything went the way that it did in her life, and you're going to hear it very soon. Here we go.
Plus, former En Vogue member Dawn Robinson just revealed that she's been living in her car for 3 years with no shame. Not that she should have any, but we have all the details. And of course, you can expect Girlfriend's Guide and Unpopular Opinion coming up later in the show.
You guys, for the past almost 3 years, I have been living in my car. I said it. Oh my God, it's out. I've been living in my car. Oh my gosh. I was living with my parents in Vegas. And that was wonderful until it wasn't. I love my mom, but she became very angry. And a lot of her anger, she was taking out on me, and I was her target all the time. And I was like, I can't deal with this. So I was like, let me get out of here.
You won't believe what just...
Okay, so let me pause it right there. So yeah, what happened to Dawn? I mean, first we went over Angie, right? And we are talking about icons that, you know, basically the industry, we're gonna whittle it down to who exactly, but the industry per se, really in many ways destroyed. So let's go with this. And I hope Doechii learns from this, that it can get wicked out there. And then Angela Reddick says, I think Doechii is part of the Rainbow Coalition. I don't care for her skill and talent is amazing. I don't care. Her skill and talent are amazing. Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is that, yeah, she made that clear that That is so. But to me, I don't care either, quite honestly. When I saw her little tiny desk and her all-girl band, they were, wow. She to me, it's like this. She made a hit. She got her Grammy, but I really believe she has some more in the chamber too. It's going to be very interesting. Well, everyone, here we go.
Just came to light. Dawn Robinson, the former En Vogue star, shocked the world when she revealed that she had been living in her car for nearly 3 years.
You guys, for the past almost 3 years, I have been living in my car. I said it. Oh my God, it's out. I've been living in my car. Oh my gosh.
But here's the shocking part. Jermaine Dupri wasn't convinced. During an Instagram live interview, Dupri dropped a bombshell that left fans stunned. He claimed that Dawn's situation wasn't due to financial struggle, but rather a lifestyle choice.
Bringing this up because Dawn, when she was...
Well, that's interesting. Let's see what Dawn Robinson's worth is now. Let's get the facts out of the way. Hold on while I do a little bit of typing here. Dawn Robinson, net worth. Let's check it out. Let's check it out together. Okay, so I'm already having some skeptical feelings about Jermaine Dupri because I'm looking up here and Dawn Robinson's net worth looks like it says, I hate to say it, it looks like $10,000, which technically, that's not a whole lot of money. Hell, $1 million is not a whole lot of money when you get into the net worth game. So yeah, you're right. Jackie, the work houses in Cali are ridiculous. But anyway, I'm looking right here. Dawn Robinson, you can see Dawn Robinson net worth. I typed it up there, right? Oops. Yeah, there we go. $10,000, not 10 million, which we would have thought would be normal, right? $10,000. That's like 2 months rent in California. So let's go back and see what Jermaine has to say about this. Mind you, I just showed you from the internet and from 2 sources how much she was making. No, how much she was worth. How much she was worth, not making. Making is much lower than that. Okay. Does Dupri know this woman? Now, let me break something down here. Jermaine Dupri, I love his productions, but he can get messy too. But we're not going to worry about that. The problem I have is the messiness is like, you can tell he's using her as a clout chase. He's using a homeless, extremely talented, extremely well-known all over the world, by the way, talent as a come up. Deontay, it's good seeing you. Deontay says this. She was part of 2 groups. They have to split their money equally, especially live shows and tours. And you have to invest your money or transition into another lucrative space. Well said, Deontay. Well said. Cyber Dreams in the house. Good seeing you. Cyber Dreams. Everybody give Cyber Dreams a hand of applause coming in the house. Give Deontay a hand of applause for coming in the house. And Cyber Dreams breaks it down like this. This is why in the beginning I was preaching financial decisions can make or break you as a woman. Bars. Jackie Gaines says, that little Kleber Elf Dupree, it's a lot easier said than done. Exactly. If she was in need, why didn't he help? Exactly. And that's the problem, is that instead of asking all these questions and wondering, why didn't you just help? Why didn't you just, that's the funny part about this all. Let me keep it going. Here we go. To me, it's like this. I think it's a mix of both. I think she just said, excuse my language, fuck it. But that was really not a bad word. I said F-U-G, but fuck it. You know what I mean? She said, look, it really goes to tell you how down to earth she is. That's what it tells me. Is like, I'll live my car. Why not? See, the way that a lot of men think, they think that there's not really a basis for true friendship amongst people, women, men, women, whatever. That problem is like, unfortunately, he's probably closer to being in the Diddy crew than he is anything else. I'm not saying he was there, but I'm saying that mentality of you use people as, how should I put it? As value. And I think that's the mindset he came from. He doesn't think that her friend would stick with her all the way through thick and thin, and would give her a call if somebody called her about, maybe a deal or something. See what I'm saying? I also think that maybe might have some, let's check it out. Let's see where we go with this. See, and that's the problem I have. You see how you're seeing the world of hip hop in front of you. How men tear down a woman. The only thing he should be doing is like, where do I need to write a check to? What's her assistant's number? I'll send her some money through there. What's her Cash App? Welcome, Miss Alto. Miss Alto in the house. Give Miss Alto a hand of applause as well. Let me drop the link too, but that's what's going on here. It's like, what's wrong with just keeping it? If you really, and it was funny to me, he said nothing. He's using all these words. He's doing all this damage. And he's really, quite honestly, it's going to probably bite him in the ass. I'll tell you that right now. I will tell you that right now. Miss Alter breaks it down. Hello, DJ Torch in chat. Ironically, JD went broke, by the way, the earlier to middle 2000s. Yep, there you go. That's the funny part. That's the funny part. It's like, you see how easy it is for a mindset of men. See, I'm not saying all men, but I'm saying a certain mindset of men, they naturally tear people down. Like, he had no problem doing that. None at all. None. Zero. You're seeing the world of hip hop and banditry flash between your eyes, and it's longer than a flash. It's longer than a flash. It is longer than a flash. I mean, can you check this out? I mean, these men that literally the mentality that broke her down are basically all they're doing, really, in my opinion, is clout chasing because she still is famous. Famous people can be poor, but now he offered her the job with some kind of brand, with Hilton brand. She could do that herself. But anyway, let me introduce some people to the stage. Everybody give them a hand of applause. Deontay and Cyber Dreams is in the house. How y'all doing tonight?
Blessed, Torch. How you doing, Mr. Torch?
Doing good. How about you?
I'm blessed. I got about 10 minutes.
I like that. You remind me of what's that artist? The artist who she gives like 30 minutes. You get 30 minutes of her time.
But like I said, this woman is a cautionary tale of when you ingratiate yourself around all of these men who can't guide you, can't teach you anything. I'm quite sure she was surrounded by the leaders of the community, right?
Right.
The leaders of hip hop. No one taught her or showed her the ins and out of business, the ins and out of contracts. Where's all her money? Where's all her residuals? Where's her royalties?
Right. Exactly.
You know, so as women, we have to make better financial decisions for ourselves. And that's not even including your children. Because if you make it for yourself, then you can leave an inheritance. Because these men aren't leaving an inheritance for the children. Right. Where's the government? The narrative is that the government, that Black women have this quote unquote safety net called the government. Where's her government safety net? Where's her zaddy?
Well said. Deontay.
Hey, DJ, can you hear me?
Sure can.
Okay. I agree with that. And I just want to add to it that the entertainment industry is very dog eat dog and cutthroat is grimy. So in her position, whoever the men were, especially her management team and agents, but especially her managers, they will do two things. One, they're going to keep her away from other people. They're going to keep the whole In Vogue away from other groups of men, other talent agencies, because they want to be the only ones eating off of them. That's one. Two, if they can take advantage in any way, they will. And they'll find a way to justify it. Some guys are just so cutthroat they don't care. And some guys will find a way to say, well, let's say I got $1 million I could give her, or I could just give her 300,000 and I'll pocket the rest. She'll be good with that 300,000. Hell, she luckily be in the position she is. You know what I'm saying? So that happens a lot. And unfortunately, I'm gonna put it to you even out of I know we're talking about her as a woman, but even with like athletes, like the young boys in sports and football and basketball, they get played the same way by men. Like, so this is when you got all this money coming in, the talent they call them, the athletes, the singers, they usually have no idea what to do with the money. You know, they don't know how to get it, how to handle it. They don't know nothing about the percentages, the royalties, the cuts, bonuses, none of that stuff. They let somebody who they trust handle it. And in the end, they always get played. And it's really up to them to sit down and want to have to deal with it. A lot of them don't. I've never seen, I've never been a person myself personally that's comfortable with somebody else handling my money. But you'll be surprised, like 70, 80% of these people in the entire industry really don't mind somebody else handling their money for them. But then are surprised when they get played in the end. So I
Right.
don't know.
Very well said.
But my take wasn't because you have a lot of other people making commentary, making content off of this black woman,
True.
and they're using it as a support of their narrative of black women.
Exactly.
And as regular women out here in the world, we should take this as a cautionary tale. When you surround yourself with the true predators of the world, this is what happened to you. I'm quite sure she got warned.
She probably, I feel she did. I think family members probably told her, you know, hey, watch out for this person, watch out for that person.
Mm-hmm.
And I had one, I'm not sure if I have the video here, but I might as well just break it down. There was a situation where some guy, for some reason, some guy invited her down to LA to stay with him. And I think and she went there. I mean, she wasn't dating the guy. She wasn't in love with the guy. There's just what I feel is there's just some people who aren't born with protection skills. You see what I'm saying? And I believe she's one of those.
You talking about situation awareness?
Exactly. You nailed it. That's a better way of putting it.
Like, she's gorgeous. Look at her.
Yeah. Yep. But the problem is when you don't have exactly what you said, situational, awareness, and you can't protect yourself. It's like there's nowhere in the world you're gonna pack up, because I think his thing was, oh yeah, you need to be near to the, because she was living in Las Vegas, right? But he was like, oh, you need to be closer to the, to the action and everything. So she was like, oh, okay. And she went there and let me make it clear. She is not a per se unintelligent woman. She just lacked that small component you need to protect yourself from banditry, as I would call it.
Her trust outweighed her reasoning skills.
Boom.
Because listen, when these women are in these industries, I'm quite sure that they feel these men, the hip hop industry, the music industry is ran by men. Let's not get it confused. It is a male dominated industry, right?
True. So
when these women come in, they get painted this narrative, this picture, like they let me see, how can I say that they should trust everything that they say. Because why would these people lie to me? Oh, right. He's treating me so good. It's like the illusion.
Yeah.
It's an illusion. And her situation, we should not be down in this black woman. We should not be laughing at this black woman at all.
Mm-mm. Not one bit.
Now, I wouldn't say support her and like give her, like send her some money. No. She gonna have to, she gonna have to grind like everybody else now. But I think that, this is a cautionary tale. Like, yikes. And look at Angie Stone. Like, she was on there complaining about her money. She been in the business how long? And she don't know?
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, basically,
what's going
Angie.
on?
Yeah.
Like, are you serious? You get online and you complain about your money? You've been
It
in the
happens
industry, what,
so
50 years? 50
it
years?
happens
Come
so
on now.
quickly. Like these,
Come on now.
this happens to these artists so quickly, where this is the advantage that athletes do have over
See,
the
but
singers.
I'm sorry to cut
And
you off, but men have recourse. They sue. Who was that guy that just sued? Who was that guy? Okay, let me think about this guy name who just. I see the men sue. They get their money. You know.
no, but see, they're not. It's not because they're men that's making them do this. They're this is something that's in their mind. Like women, well, men aren't the only ones who sue. Women sue as well. It's just Iggy Azalea is suing her record company right now that they owe her millions of dollars. Beyonce sued. I mean, this is something that happens where you get swept up quickly. You start making money and seeing things you've never seen before. Naivety sets in. You start to just trust everything around you. Then so many people come after you with different ideas and they try to warn you about things and you just don't know who to trust. And you just, I mean, and then you make terrible decisions. It's a lot that goes into it. But
But look who you name. You name Iggy. Iggy's white, right? And Beyonce is on top of the world. She's in a whole new universe. We talking about these black women who have so much naivety and trust in everything other than business.
yeah, no, I
Black
understand
women
what you're
have to
saying.
wake up. Black women gotta wake up. Period. We don't have a safety net. We don't have nothing we can fall back on. Look at Tory Lanez. He's in prison and he's getting help. R. Kelly getting help. R. Kelly just recorded a song from jail.
I know.
And it's going viral. That money is going to his estate.
R. Kelly's going to sell out tours when he gets out too.
Exactly.
He's going to sell out tours. But that's because R. Kelly's R. Kelly. Before this happened, he was the king of R&B.
And he's male. And he's male.
Yeah, but look who his fans are. It's not a bunch of men who sell out R. Kelly stadiums. You know, like it's just who. That's just the lane he has.
Yeah, let me play a little bit more. Here we go. Oh, let me read Jackie's message. These artists give people too much control over their lives. Bars, lawyer up, and make sure that that the fine print becomes big enough to understand. Bars.
Makes this story different is the history between Dawn and Andre. Their marriage ended in a toxic mess, filled with shocking allegations and public drama. Andre once accused
she was
Dawn
married
of
to
being
him?
part of swinging.
Yeah, not to so deaf, but to some other dude, and he basically was not nice to her. Let's just put it that way.
Websites and sleeping with 17 men in 1 month. He even claimed he orchestrated her reunion with Anne Vogue, only for her to blow the opportunity. So why would he suddenly want to help her now? Was he trying to redeem himself? Or was this another manipulation tactic? Destiny.
It's another manipulation tactic.
He couldn't even keep Janet Jackson.
When Dawn revealed.
Oh, say again.
He couldn't even keep Janet Jackson.
No, that was Jermaine. That was Jermaine.
But they keep showing his face. See, this is propaganda at its finest. They keep showing Jermaine's face.
Yeah. Well, he's the naysayer of this clip. So he's trying to say that Dawn.
So her ex-husband is connected to Jermaine Dupri.
No, but he is connected. Actually, you know something? He is connected. They both have the same mentality. They still, they still have that predatory mentality. Let's get her while she's down. That's what they're doing. Otherwise, they'd stay off the internet and help her. You see what I'm saying? Giving her a job is nice. I mean, that's nice for you to say that, but quite honestly, the industry he's in is not. How should I put it? It's not that glamorous. You know,
I mean, they're 30 years too late. What they say that women hit the wall at 25? Who's going to help this black woman? Come on now.
Right.
But I got about 2 more minutes. Torch,
got it.
for you haters that's watching, me and Torch is good. So for the goofies in the back, go get you a life. And y'all can enjoy the show. All right, Dante, it was good speaking to you. I will hit the link again, but I work a lot, so I got to go make some money. The government doesn't pay my bills.
I feel you. Get that money. All right, here we go.
That she felt free living in her car and even compared the experience to a camping trip. But if that's the case, why did she break down in tears while confessing her situation in a 19-minute viral video?
Because nobody really wants to live in their car. And what a lot of people, what they're not telling you in this video is that she basically lost everything trusting the wrong men. And it's the same type of men like Jermaine and like her ex-husband. That's why she is where she is. I mean, think about it. If he was really the cool ex-husband and he was really the victim in that relationship, well, then she would be doing better off because he would have brought her up. But obviously that wasn't the case. So you see where I'm going with this.
Thing just doesn't add up. And with Jermaine Dupri's doubts and her ex-husband's controversial offer, the truth behind Dawn Robinson's story became even more twisted. But here's where it gets even more interesting. While Jermaine Dupri's comments had already sparked controversy, Dawn's fans were torn between sympathy and suspicion. Some believed she was a victim of the harsh realities of the music industry, while others thought she was chasing attention. And just when people thought the drama had settled...
You know what's funny to me? Isn't it? It just hit me right now, too. Isn't like one of the jobs of an entertainer is to acquire attention?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about earlier, too, is she's going to be able to monetize this. Like, she's going to be able to do podcast show interviews. She'll make people pay her for it because she's hot, right now with her story. So, you pay her 5,000, 10,000, however much you want to pay her, and she comes on and sits down and do an hour and a half interview. Now you got a viral video, and she got to strike this as many times as she can while the iron is hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but ultimately, there's still a lot here we don't know about. Like, I feel like this with obviously every, case that happens publicly, but this one really we don't know anything except for what she's saying. And I'm not trying to call her a liar. Obviously, she's living out of her car, and we know how it is for acts that are 20, 30 years past their, heyday or whatever. You don't make that kind of money again. Like, I think the biggest thing people don't understand is that, how they say like only the top 2% of the people in America are rich, and the top 2% of the people in the world are rich. Well, it's the same thing with these entertainers. Only 2% of these entertainers are actually going to make the type of money that's going to sustain them their whole life, where they can live these high-end, multi-million-dollar lives. Most of these entertainers are going to make that kind of money for 1 to 3 years max, and then they're going to go. I mean, I told my little brother, I said, bro, every year you get older, look at every famous rapper and singer and actor and athlete that comes out, and look at them when they making the money and got the Lambos and they're all on TV. And then just wait 5 to 10 years and then 15 to 20 years and see how many of them end up on those goofy D-list celebrity shows. So, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
working at McDonald's. And I'm not making fun of them because that's how life is. It's just that people just assume that if you were famous for 1 second in 1999, that you're probably a multi-billionaire by now. And that's not how it works.
Yeah. Yeah. Miss Alto said Queen Aretha passed away with a net worth of $80 million. Many of her peers died penniless. Sad indeed.
Yeah, I mean, uh it's going to be like that in every genre and field with certain people. And also, it's about what you do with your money. This is another big one where if you look at all of these groups where it was three, four, five people in the band, I don't care if it was a boy band, female band, whatever, and you look 10, 20 years later, it's always at least one of the guys or girls in the group that's doing ridiculously well, right? And it's always one or two of them that's dead broke. And you thinking, well, y'all made equal money. Why is this one rich and this one broke? Because
Right.
the rich one invested their money. They found a way to get into another space that was lucrative with the money, and the other one who broke did what you thought they did. They spent the money, didn't take any chances investing in anything, and they probably had hella opportunities to do it. They just didn't take it. And then boom, now they broke. And then they try to find a way to blame everybody.
True. True. Here we go. I'm going to switch over to Don's.
She was telling the story in her car today about her living in her car for the last 3 years. She said, I was telling my assistant, and when she said that, I said, oh, wait a minute. It changed my whole vibe of what I was watching.
I mean, really, quite honestly, who the hell are you? You see what I'm saying? Unless he's some financial wizard, right? And he's trying to give her help, why critique her? You see what I'm saying? That's my feeling.
Because ain't no goddamn way she got an assistant. And she ain't got no money. You know what I mean? Ain't no way. Yeah, Mr. Watson, when you ain't got no money and you out here just doing what you got to do, you do by yourself.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? You moving around by yourself. Ain't nobody
Notice
getting
how
ready.
he's giving the male perspective on this. This has nothing to do. What I usually see is this. Don't get me wrong. There are women who will stab other women in the back, but there's probably a higher percentage of women who support other women sincerely without any type of caveat than there are men. So that's the weird part.
Sit up under you and just kick it for nothing.
Former lead singer of R&B group In Vogue, Dawn Robinson, claps back at Jermaine Dupri for saying he doesn't believe she's homeless. She writes in a post, fam, I am overwhelmed by the outpouring of love from my car life video, LOL. Going viral and breaking the internet was amazing. As I said, my aim was to inspire, but some people...
Let me pause this for 1 second, though. Let me tell you, though, car life videos are big.
Yeah, they are.
They're so, and you could see her blowing up because she has not done anything to her reputation. People might have tried to tear down her reputation, but there are car life videos that have a million subs on them,
Yeah.
So, I mean, break it down. What do you think about this, Deontay?
Well, it's funny you say that because about 2 years ago, I was just scrolling through YouTube and I ran across a guy who had like a brand new Dodge Challenger. It was like one of the last ones they were making, and it was a red Challenger, really nice. The Challenger is the two-door one, yeah. And he's like a young white guy, and he said, "I live in my car." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" They had like 3 million views. So I click on the video, and this dude he found a way to make it happen. He got like a little refrigerator and a little stove that he cooks on, a little tube thing, and he got like a little thing that purifies the water. And
Damn. Okay.
I started to see van videos where people would take vans and convert them into like little homes and people living out of their Toyotas, out of their Cadillac. This one guy I saw, he bought like a brand new car. It was like a Jaguar, and he lives out of that. And it's like, it's just, what's crazy is how many people actually watch it. I never thought in my life I'd be watching something like that, but I've seen a few of them, and it is really interesting. Yeah, those van and car light videos are serious. So yeah, that is a big thing.
Are worried. Please don't be love. I'll go into more detail in episode 7. Oh, and ignore the trolls who are trying to attach themselves to my story. LOL. Leeches do that.
Having an assistant is not
She
something
got her good. She got her real good.
that you should even think about if you don't have no money, right? And I'm bringing this up because Dawn, when she was telling the story in her car today about her living in her car for the last 3 years, she said, I was telling my assistant. And when she said that, I said, oh, wait a minute. It changed my whole vibe of what I was watching. Because ain't no goddamn way.
Who gives a rat's, you know what, about his vibe?
Yeah,
She got
I
an
don't know
assistant.
about JD when it comes to, and I know JD was out since the '90s, so maybe you might know DJ. Did he ever do any songs with Involve or produce them in any way? Like, why does his I mean, maybe he's just making an opinion like we all are, right? But it kind of feels like he knows her personally or something. Otherwise,
You know
like,
something?
what's up?
I mean, this is the vibe I got. I see where you're going with this, Deontay, and I like it. I think she probably, you know, he probably tried to either get with her or try to get with her professionally. You see what I'm saying? Like, let's make some music, right? Her or the band, you know, when the band was going, right? And she probably told him no, and now he's 20 years later. You see, here we are. He's putting that you know, that haterade on. Phoenix Soul says he don't know shite. You know, that's what I think. I think what you're saying in some ways, it sounds like he's being petty.
Yeah, like like it feels like somewhere in the past he either felt like he's really trying to say I told you so, or you should have listened to me, or maybe he's just commenting on it like everybody else is. But I think that a lot of times these celebrities, because when you're a celebrity, you in a fraternity. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if y'all don't know each other, y'all still understand that y'all live inside of a bubble, and any little thing that happens to you, people magnify. So you kind of have sympathy for your fellow celebrity, even if you don't know them like that. So
Right.
that's why I think it's petty when they like comment on each other's stuff. Except for like people like 50 Cent, he just like to troll. That's his thing. But like I'm more like how Jay Z is. Jay Z don't comment on none of this stuff. He stays quiet and out the way. And that's really how I think it should be. Just be respectful. But this dude up here talking about some keep lying and all. It's like, well, like, what you care, man?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, to me, exactly. I mean, basically, to me, it's like, especially he's a producer. He needs to get back in the studio and set the F up. I mean, really, quite honestly. You're talking, his beats were some of the best. Okay, I will say that for him. His beats were some of the best. But if he's still able to make music, he should be making music. Obviously, he dried up. Maybe I overrated his music. I don't know. But the last thing he should be doing is critiquing Don, who, by the way, he's again, he's not world famous. She's world famous. I mean, a lot of people don't know, or maybe you do know, En Vogue did world tours. The only persons that were beating them back then was Janet Jackson.
Wow.
That was it. But En Vogue was that popular worldwide. So it's a shame they just couldn't get along. That's basically what happened. Otherwise, they'd probably be doing quite well right now.
That's always the downfall, man. I think they said that Bono's group, the rock band U2, like they're the only group to sell at least 100 million records in the world history who never broke up. They still got the same original three from the 80s. It's been like 40 years. Everybody else, somebody left, somebody broke up. It's hard to do.
Yep. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I think Dawn will be fine now. I think the worst case scenario, she stays in her car. She does some car things. She blows up doing that because she's also universally popular. I mean, it's not just with black folks. She's popular with everybody. You know, what she can do is she can literally clout chase on her own talent. A lot of people can't do that. You see what I'm saying? She can clout chase on the history. She wasn't just like some backup singer. You know what I mean? She had her parts. You know what I mean? So
yeah, she definitely. I'm gonna tell you, like, you know what I think is this is gonna last as long until the next story comes out, right? And then it'll be what it was. But she really, what needs to happen is for her and the other girls in the group, I know they tried it before. I think they had some kind of reality show or something. They need to get together um, and tour, especially out of the country. Because you go to places like Europe and Asia, they still listen to songs from the 90s, early 2000s, like they just came out yesterday. So they should, remember Boys to Men, they actually, one of the group members left, the one with the deep voice. I don't think he's with them no more, but at one point, all three of them were living in Japan. Like, because they were making so much money after they bought homes out there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like this is, even when you out, it don't matter how old you get. I mean, George Clinton with Parliament Funkadelic can barely stand up and he's still on tour. So
straight up.
Yeah, it's just that money's always going to be there, but they want to see the group together. Though you can get the group back together, yeah, they'll be fine.
Yeah, really, quite honestly, she just needs maybe one more group member, and then they can, have two new ones. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because really, it's like the thing is that she's lucky enough that she was one of the main ones. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, if I was her, I would say, hey, maybe what I should do is see who could I, out of our old group, who could I get along with the best, and then grab two up and coming younger artists. You see what I'm saying? Who maybe are right at the edge of being famous. You see what I'm saying? To be the other two, man, that might be something right there.
Yeah,
let me shut up. I ain't no producer.
Well, I know what you see, because they've got hit songs. Like really, they got a nice little catalog, man. So, but again, that's ego. And I'm not going to be sitting in my car, living like that over an ego battle with somebody. I'm just going like, yo, we need to squash whatever our issue is, so we can make this money. We're only getting older. You know what I'm saying? So,
right. I think there's also a mental component to this as well. She is far from crazy. I'm not saying that, but there's a reason why people live in their cars. It's one of the most it's one of the most biggest crazes these days.
Yeah,
it's that survival is on there, building mini houses. And so, Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's crazy. Let's see what else we got here on this tape. Here we go.
And she ain't got no money. You know what I mean? Ain't no way. Yeah, Mr. Watson, when you ain't got no money and you out here just doing what you got to do, you do by yourself.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? You moving around by yourself. Ain't nobody getting ready to sit up under you and just kick it for nothing. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it might be some people that will stick there for a little bit, but 3 years? She said she been in her car for 3 years. Ain't no 3 years of an assistant.
I mean, I'm still repeating to myself. I can't stop myself from saying, what in the hell? Where did this all come from? I'm just like, what the hell's going on here? It's like, maybe, you know,
around there ain't getting no money.
I think Deontay, later on, we're going to find out. We're going to find out there was some type of beef or something that came out of something.
Oh, yeah.
You ain't got no money. How they going to help you? I mean, how we go for this story?
Crap. Let's go with it. Let's hear her clap back. Here we go.
That's all I'm saying.
Trouble, that's me. Trouble here. Oh, you guys, life brings disappointments. It happens. You rely on people. They say they're going to help you with something. They're going to do something for you. They're going to lend you some money or help you with your children or give you a ride to work. And then they let you down and you're late for work or you missed that day because you couldn't get to work. Like, life happens. Take a deep breath, blow off some freaking steam, come back, regroup. You can figure it out. YouTube is full of all kinds of answers, people doing things for themselves. So that's my go.
Basically, she got used in different ways. I don't think, and the problem is that it's like, again, extremely talented, extremely intelligent. But again, as Cyber Dreams was saying, there's a certain component of mental protection she just lacked. And it's funny because her kind of mentality is the kind of mentality that make great wives because they will trust you no matter what. And if you just treat them right, it's all good. But unfortunately, especially in the world of music and hip hop, we know that's a problem. There's very little honor. Let's just put it that way.
If I can't figure it out for myself, even if it takes me 7 months, 8 months, the way it has right now with this channel, I didn't give up. I'm so proud of myself. Yeah. So don't give up. Take a deep breath. Rely on your sources. You got source God energy within you. You can do this. I believe in you. Take care. Mwah.
And you know what's crazy about it? See, that's just a bad luck for men. If you want to see, she bashed men like Jermaine Dupri with class. She didn't go, oh, F that motherfucker. He had that short ass fool. He lost Janet Jackson. He couldn't even hold on to Janet Jackson. Let me go up here. Yeah, like as Phoenix Soul said, JD fumbled Janet Jackson. And it's funny because Janet is probably has a very similar soft vibe as well, just like Dawn does. The difference is Janet had protection. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And Janet was a little bit more. She didn't. People didn't F her over, including JD. If you know what I mean. She was quite. Yeah. She knew how to protect herself. Dawn. The sad part is, Dawn should be able to be the way she is, but today's world makes it almost impossible for a woman to be like this, where you just trust somebody. You have that trusting spirit. And that's the sad part. And there's so many, I'm not going to say men aren't the same way. There are some men who trust as well. But in this situation here, there are so many women like this who trust men to the point where it is a detriment to their own career and health.
Yes, that's a lot of these guys, and like I said, women too, but just that's why I say in general, even outside of just the sexes, the athletes and the entertainers, they don't have any idea really what they're doing when this money starts coming in. I mean,
True.
you want the money. It's like somebody who it's like why 90% of lottery winners go file for bankruptcy. It's not the same as hitting the lottery because hitting the lottery takes no work ethic except for just paying a dollar.
Boom.
But the thing that's similar about hitting the lottery is that you do get these large amounts of money coming in and you really don't know what to do with it. And your mind tells you, well, I can't spend all of this money all at once, so I'm gonna be good forever. Like you don't actually realize like if you mess around and spend $1 million a year, which can be easy to do depending on what you're into,
Mm-hmm.
um, and then you let's say I'm 30 years old and I got $30 million, and I mess around and spend $1 million the first year, $6 million the next year. I want a brand new Bugatti right off of the freaking factory. It's gonna cost me 2.9 million. Now you spending all this money, but you're not working to bring any more money in.
Right.
So 7 years done passed, and you done spent all $30 million, and you're 37 years old, and now you're back in McDonald's because you know what I'm saying? So
Yes, I
th-
do.
it's the same thing that happens to these rappers, to these singers, and to these athletes. Like now I'm not gonna lie, these NBA guys these dudes are starting to make dumb money. They starting to make 300, $400 million deals. Oh, they should never be in that situation. I'm talking about, but those are the top 5% though. The other guys, the smaller guys, just like these singers and everything, nah, man, they have to have financial literacy. And here's the worst part about it, though, DJ, is that nobody's hiding this stuff from them. As a matter of fact, a lot of them are being told like that you should go and get a financial advisor or do this or just invest in this. I mean, there are guys who their agents, these entertainers, their agents who
Mm-hmm.
they're signing with are telling them, hey, I got an investor, I got a real estate investment group that me and a couple other my clients are in, is bringing them in, 5 figures a month easy. They don't have to do anything. Well, you should join us. And they thinking like, oh, 5 figures, that ain't nothing. Boy, I'm about, so they're not thinking like that. And,
Right.
and it just, but then when all the money crashes and it's too late, they'll wish they had that easy 10,000 a month coming in.
Yep.
Yeah.
You nailed it. I mean, I think the NFL, but other sports industry does it too. Is they actually have like a consortium on financial literacy because the last thing they want is their investments, which are the players, right? Spending up all their money and then having money problems or whatever. You see what I'm saying? They have a drug consortium. They have a financial consortium. They even have a consortium how to watch out for
Yeah, for the women.
right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh yeah,
And
man. I told you my brother played big time football at Ohio State, and he
damn,
ended up going. Yeah, he ended up going to the pros. He played with Pittsburgh for 2 years, and with the Chicago Bears. He only played for 4 years, but there was a lot of he went to the rookie. It was called the rookie symposium, and man, all they talked about. He came back. He had just a bag full of folders talking about financial literacy, for like the insurance, just everything that they would need. I mean,
mm-hmm.
and most of the guys they just threw it in the closet and they never looked at it again. Like they get the rookie paychecks or not the paychecks, but the signing bonuses.
Right.
Oh my God! When they get those signing bonuses, they go nuts. Like but like I was saying earlier, here's the difference between the athletes. The athletes do get an advantage with the money over the singers and the rappers and music industry entertainers because they get their money up front and they know how much it's going to be and when it's coming.
Right.
In the music industry, when they sign deals, they may get a bonus in the beginning, but they have to wait for a lot of their stuff for the music to come. They gotta they'll drop a song. It might take them 6 months before they see their actual check from it. So they'll get an advance from their record company. But remember that advance means if I give you $500,000 as an advance, that means that if you make $750,000 off of this song, then you're only going to get $250,000 when that check comes. So it's different, but um, it all comes down to each individual making their own decision about their money.
True. Very true. And shout out, it just hit me. This is way off subject, but I want to give a shout out to Why Seeking Knowledge. Yeah, she's Why. I hope you're doing great. Just want to let you know, we're here. So anyway, let me play a little bit more of this. Here we go.
You guys, for the past almost 3 years, I have been living in my car. I said it. Oh my God, it's out. Been living in my
Let me
car.
go forward. I want to see.
And in the interim, I was living with my parents in Vegas. And that was wonderful until it wasn't. I love my mom, but she became very angry. And a lot of her anger, she was taking out on me, and I was her target all the time. And I was like, I can't deal with this. Like, I respect her too much. I didn't understand it. I still don't. And I was sleeping in my car for maybe about a month in Vegas. And then the guy that was co-managing me at the time was living in LA. And he said, you need to come back to LA. I don't have a lot of room, but I'll make room for you. And then when I got to his place, he actually didn't have room for me. So it turned into, I'm going to put.
You see how that worked? That was crazy. Why Seeking Knowledge? Good seeing you. But you see how he invited her all the way out there? And again, anybody, that's the thing, is that's that component that Cyber Dreams brought up about this, that it's not really, it's a little bit of it is common sense, but she just has a natural trust. Like, oh, this guy's going to help me. I can stay at his place without saying, why is this guy inviting me to his place? You see what I'm saying? That's what she should have been saying. It's like, why is this dude inviting me to his place, out of the blue? And then later on finds out, oh, so he probably thought he was going to get some cookies and didn't. And then he said, get out. That's basically probably, I'm sorry, but that's just what comes to mind.
Yes.
And she didn't pick up on, oh, he's going to think it's cookie time when it isn't. So, yeah. And then he got caught or something.
Yeah, that's
You in a
funny,
hotel
man.
for the night, and that.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying it's just funny.
I mean, it's sad, but that's just how a lot of look. I used to go to LA a lot, and that's just the world down there. It's like, what can you do for me, world? I didn't stay there, but I'd go there a lot, and yeah, that's how it is. It's really, really. I think LA, when it comes to dog eat dog world, there's no way you cannot keep LA out of the conversation. Or I should say Southern California, because there's a lot more cities down there than just LA.
One night turned into 8 months. Oh my God, you guys. I was like, no, this is unacceptable. I have been researching car life. There's a whole community of people that live in their cars, and a whole community of people that live in their RVs, and a whole community of people that live in vans. Van life, car life, RV life. And I loved what I was seeing. I just thought, wow, these people, I can do that. I can do this. I think. And I ended up in my car, and it's been, like I said, 3 years. I think I'm going to go and sleep in my car. I think I'm going to live in my car. I've been researching it, and I know I can do this. And she's like, yeah, you can. She was gung-ho, and I was like, okay. So I went up to Malibu. You know, Malibu is the place where you can take Highway 1 all the way from New York, literally. And it's kind of the place where everybody stops along the way when they're coming from the East Coast and they're heading west, to California, to make their dreams come true, to start a new life. Guys, this is not like, oh my God, poor Dawn. She's living in her car. It's terrible. Oh, what was me? It's not that. It's not, like I said, I'm learning about who I am. I'm learning myself as a person, as a woman. And I didn't think if you would have said to me while I was in Vogue, you're going to be living in your car one day, I'd be like, huh? No, I'm always going to have an apartment. I can't live in my car. How can I do that? I won't be able to live in my car. We say that we can't do certain things before we even know we're capable. Nisa keeps telling me that when people find out, when the fans hear that you're living in your car, they're going to be so proud of you, because I am documenting this whole adventure. It's an adventure, you guys. It's a journey, and I've been documenting it and filming myself doing certain things.
If you crave nature but still shop on
that. Shout out to Night and Day. This was a well done video. This is you're gonna about to see something. I don't even have to say anything anymore. All I need to do is play a tape. And this one right here, you're gonna see. I'm gonna fast forward it. This is live. I think it's really, really shocking, and I think a lot of people should watch this. That as famous as you can be, there's always somebody who wants to pull you down, even if you were not mean to them. That's the weird thing. Here we go.
A lot of people get it wrong because Hollywood and gossip sites and other bullshit tend to do that. Just like most everybody reporting that I'm a 2-time Grammy winner, I'm not. I only worked on 2 Grammy nominated projects. Nominated. They say I'm 49 years old. I'm not. I'm 52 years old. My group, for example, they had one hit in 1995 called I'd Rather Be Alone. It went gold after the second single and the second video came out. We broke up. And that's when I ended up signing to Babyface and Tracy Edmonds' label. But most of my credit was earned as a songwriter, writing for Jesse Powell and Will Downing and As Yet, Ricky Bell from No Edition, Montel Jordan, Stevie B, the NBA.
Okay, I'll give them props for that. Those are some they were jamming.
Jam session, Big Boy from Outkast. Anyway, this isn't about me. This is about me just minding my own damn business the other day and seeing a video come up on my feed, and then a bunch of other people texting me the same video of my ex-wife, the woman that I was in love with for about 10 years of my life, telling the world that she was sleeping in her car and was home.
Let me pause that. I can already tell by the energy I get from him that he was probably not the coolest person in the world, not to just her, but to anybody. What do you think?
Yeah, he already sounds like maybe it's because the way he's been correcting everything. I got to give him props for taking back the inflation, because he's saying that everybody been inflating things about him, that he's younger than when he is, and that he won Grammys, and he's coming back saying, "No, I never did none of that." I give him props for that. But it does sound like he's on the defensive big time. So I don't know.
Let's see what he's got to say. Here we go.
Homeless. That either her mother put her out or her mom was making her life miserable. And immediately I knew all of that shit was not right. I know Barbara Jean Alexander, okay? That woman is an angel. her mother and I talked. Actually, we just talked yesterday. She'd never put her out. She'd never put her daughter in the streets. There's no argument that you could have with Barbara Jean that you could ever view as aggressive or mean-spirited. So I knew something else was going on.
Well, she didn't say she put her out. She said she left on her own.
Right.
Yeah, she didn't say her mom put her out. She just said she didn't like the environment that she was living in and she decided to leave. That's why she said by choice. She doesn't have to be in her car. She's got place. She said she can still be with her parents. And I believe she had a friend, she said, that she could have stayed with. But she just chose to do it that way.
Yeah, basically, to me, it's like this is the problem I have. The sad part is this: is I have yet to see like a man defend her. Everybody that's been around her or in the industry is going in on her for just saying, hey, I've been living in my car. It's like there's more people defending Tory Lanez. You see what I'm saying? It's like, and she's just that it's scary to me that the only thing these men have, the only type of information they have is very, very pretty negative information. I mean, not information, I shouldn't say that, comments. These are really negative comments. Like, number one, if you truly cared about her, if he really wasn't in love with her and he cared about her, he wouldn't have even gone on a live stream. It's like basically, hey, is there any way I can help? And that's in a phone call. But obviously he wasn't that cool to her. But that's the type of person. These are some, like, when she said leeches, she was not kidding. She was not kidding one bit.
Going on. I don't know. I scroll through and I see people talking and people ripping her apart and putting their 2 cents in.
What's funny to me is he's doing the same thing. What's going on? Am I watching the same video? Oh man, watching all these people tearing her apart. And they're like, what did you just do? Let me calm down here. My blood pressure getting up. Let me just play the tape. Here we go.
But this music industry is demonic. It takes and it takes and it takes. It uses you up until you have nothing left, and then it seeks to destroy you for the ratings. Because the people at the top, they get paid on both ends, on your way up and on your way down. So if nothing else, I just want people to look at Dawn as a human being right now. And I know Jermaine Dupri seems to feel like maybe this might be a hoax that she's doing or some kind of publicity stunt. Slim Thug had a more human take on what's happening. But
this is the problem I'm having. Is she an entertainer or not? Publicity is what they do. They do. That's what, like, for example, remember when Kevin Hart was doing that thing where you would get in an ice cold tub with some athletes and stuff? It was a commercial, but it was also a publicity stunt because he was able to show, off his talents and stuff. Why is it wrong for her to do the same thing if that was all it was? That's the problem I have. Okay, maybe it was only 2.5 years she was in her car. Okay, maybe she stayed at hotels a lot or whatever this. But why are they going in on her? I don't know. What do you think?
I think that like we were saying earlier, when she decided to go, because listen to how she did it. She said, "I've been living in my car," and she screamed like, yes, there it is. I said it." You could tell it's been weighing on her for a while if she wanted to tell people or not.
Right.
And when she finally said it, she knew that it was going to go viral. Now, she didn't know how big it was going to get, but she knew it was going to go viral. She knew people were going to pay attention to it. And I mean, I believe she did it just for the attention. I don't mean that in a negative way, like she's just trying to get attention because obviously, like you said, she's a celebrity. This is all she knows the last 30 years of her life is that attention is what ultimately brings money to you.
Right.
No matter what it is. Like, um, that's why some people go the negative route to get attention. Some people go the sexual route. Some people, it's hard to do anything positive and get attention anymore in the
That's
media.
true.
People don't care about that. So if it's something sad, negative, or sexual, that's going to get the attention first. So her former, big time R&B diva, now living in her car, that alone, that headline alone, is going to draw attention. And then also, to be honest with you, the people who comment on it, like the fans are one thing. Like me, you, everybody else, regular people, we are one thing. But what she's looking for too is the celebrities, the others like JD and like he said, Slim Thug. Like when they comment on it, it brings more attention. You know,
Right.
like, and all it does is pushes her name further into the algorithm. So she's popping up on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, everywhere. Next thing you know, she's gonna be on somebody's car, van life YouTube channel, like doing a show. Like anything can happen, and I think that that's ultimately what it's about from her end, So, but now she's got to take, what comes with it, which is random people giving their opinion.
Right. And maybe I'm missing it, but I need to find where there are some positive people talking about it positively. Now he's trying in his own narcissistic way, but I think he's just doing it for clout because he made sure he told us about his songs and stuff, which I cannot I cannot down him. If he wrote the song, if the songs that I'm thinking that he wrote, all power to him. But he definitely has a bitter tone, not only towards the industry, well, definitely towards the industry, we know that, but towards her too. So, and then turns around and says, be nice to her. I mean, that's the funny part. They'd be not, oh yeah, and this her mother is great, blah blah blah, and trying to make him impugn that there's something wrong with her. You see what I'm saying? Then comes back around and goes, oh, you need to be nice to her though. This isn't this is the ultimate clout chasing right here.
Oh yeah, everybody's gonna take the advantage, man. It's if he can get him some clout off of this too, by proxy, he's gonna do it. So
right. What's weird is like they're clout chasing on her, or her clout chasing on her name. You see what I'm saying? On her fame. That's the weird part. That let me keep playing. I could see why she's, something. The more I hear about these other guys, you can kind of see why she's in the situation she's in.
Those are men. What I want you to understand is that this is a woman. And while we can bounce back and end up in a position like I'm in right now, I'm an executive for Hilton. I make over $500,000 a year. Not everybody can do that shit without some help. So maybe you could call it survivor's guilt or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But when I see my ex, somebody that had my heart at one point in my life struggling, I don't believe that bullshit about her wanting to do van life or, wanting to have to put a video out telling everybody that she's living in her car. I believe it was a cry for help, so I reached my hand out to help. Sad part is I don't think she'll take it. I'd love if she did, but this industry, it twists your head up so fucking tight that the only thing that matters is the crowd's approval, and she doesn't have the crowd anymore. And she can't do anything to get that back. She don't really believe that. I know That's what all this is about. But she's struggling with something. I'm not a doctor, but I'm aware of, mental health issues. I had one at a point in my life decades ago. I had problems with my temper. I had abandonment issues.
There we go. There it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Decades
ago, that's about the time that he was married to her, right?
Yeah, he was married to in the early 2000s, I think 03 to 2010 or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So so he admitted that he was a head case, right? And then he's mad at her for leaving him, though he was a head case, And didn't I just say the energy from him was not cool?
Yeah.
Look, and this is him after he's treated. Think about it when he was with her. Oh my God. Oh man.
It's one thing if you don't mind me playing devil's advocate real quick, which
Go for it.
I do sometimes, but and about Dawn is that I've been looking at what's going on with her, and the involved group is still active with most of the original three, and then they brought on somebody else, and she's not with them. Because remember, she left them the first time
right
in '99 to go with Lucy Pearl after a contract dispute. Now we never got into, at least I haven't seen, what that contract dispute was with her and the Invoke group and the record company, but I think I know what it could be. But then she went with Lucy Pearl, and then they had immediate success, and then she had issues with them over contracts again, and then she ended up going back with In Vogue for back in the early 2000s. They got back together. 2010s is when they got back together, and then she ended up leaving them again. And it's like, nah, she was the lead singer. She was the one most associated with them because she obviously was the lead singer of their hit song. So the devil advocate part is, could she have been a David Ruffin type character with her group would involve? Because whenever it's a situation where the entire group is still standing, but one person is the one that's always out, and they either get kicked out or leave on their own, and then they try to come back, and the same thing happens again, where they either get kicked out or they leave on their own. And now she's in a situation where she's trying to find a way to monetize herself, get some kind of traction going. And the other three girls, they still doing their involved thing. Like, I think it'll still be, advantageous for all of them if she joined them again. But she could have put herself in a situation where she burnt that bridge. That's all. I'm just wondering.
No, that's a good argument. That's a really good argument. So what I heard about the situation is this. The guy who ran Raphael Sadiq, who I think that's his name, from who from Lucy Pearl, he financially did not hold his end of the bargain from what I heard. And that's what her, but that came from her. But I'm thinking that's what she said. She stated, because I think I watched the video, or I might have even played it in the last stream. But that was the problem, and that was the other problem, is that, see, and the thing is this, it's understandably believable, and I'll tell you why. Because it happened to most artists in music. Even this clown admitted it, that you're financially going to get screwed over in music. So
See, this is why when groups blow up, the fear for the rest of the group is that the lead singer is going to leave and go solo
Right.
because they become associated as the number one guy or girl in the group. They're the ones who they sing the majority of the hit songs, you know, the hook, the verses, all the cool parts, especially if they dance and all that stuff. And the problem comes in is that, like, look at the Jacksons and NSYNC and Temptations. It don't matter what era it was, right? Beyonce, In Vogue, right? The lead singer has probably more fans, more attention than anybody else in the group, but they're all getting paid equal because
Right.
they're playing the band. Like contractually, it doesn't say, "Well, we're gonna pay Beyonce more than the other girls in Destiny's Child because everybody loves Beyonce." No, she gets the same thing that the girl in the background who don't do nothing but sing background get. You know, just a little, you know, same thing with In Vogue. Whoever the fourth girl was in Vogue that really caught herself not doing much, just dancing and singing little bridges and stuff, she's getting paid the same amount of money as Dawn is, who up there singing her soul out every night.
Right.
So that incentivizes the lead singer to go solo because they can sign a deal where, and it helps out the record company too. Because the record company, like, I can pay Dawn half of what I'm paying In Vogue, and she'll take it because it's gonna double her salary. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, it's a
Yes, I
perfect.
do. I do.
Yeah. I can cut the whole group out and then take half of what I'm paying them and pay just one person. I probably sell more records and pay her less for it. That's
Right.
how they look at this stuff. And I think that, I mean, I don't think nothing wrong with that, by the way. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's nothing
Mhm.
wrong with it. It's just that you got to be careful how you do it because if you become like an asshole, honestly, and you burn bridges with your people, like Beyonce, she never did that. She never burnt bridges with her Destiny's Child women, especially the last iteration of them, Michelle and Kelly.
Right.
So if they ever want to go on tour again or sing songs, they can do it, you know, with no issue. Now Beyonce ain't gonna never have that problem because she's such a huge solo star on her own, you know. Um, but I think what happened with Lucy Pearl, I saw something that said that what was his name, Raphael? He said that he got the same amount of money as she did. It's just that the way that she spent her money and the way that he spent his, you know, he said there's nothing I can do about that.
Right. No, there's
Yeah, so
nothing.
it was along the line. I mean, and that makes sense to me. I mean, I seen it. I tell you one, man. Just to use my little brother. My little brother was drafted in the fourth round out of O State. He had a friend that came out of West Virginia that was drafted in the fifth round, and his signing bonus was significantly less than my brother's was. This dude goes out and buys a $400,000 house in Arizona because he got drafted by the Cardinals. And like he put the down payment down, paid the first 2 years off, and set up the rest of the payments, right?
Right.
And everybody was looking at him like, "What are you doing?"
Right.
You know, like, why would you do this? You know, because now what's happening is you're making the wrong decision with your money, and then years later, when you go broke and stuff happens, you start to look at everybody around you and say, they must have got paid more than me, or I got played somehow in my contract. And how do I not have this money? No, it was the decisions you made.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it was. I think that's what Dawn's going. I think she made bad financial decisions, and I think that she made bad decisions um on deciding where she wanted to be, like what group she wanted to be with, what role she was playing. Um, but like you say, it's not over for her. Though. I mean, she's not where she wants to be. She's probably never going to get there like that, but she can still find a way to capitalize off of what she's
Mhm.
got going on now.
Yeah, it's hard. It's I have to look at some more tape, but because I I heard there was also some jealousy issues, not with her jealous of other people, but of other people jealous of her. Not bec- Not in the way you think, like, oh yeah, everybody loves me, not that kind of thing. But like when they went on world tour, she did some world tour with some hip hop artists, right? And it was weird because everybody wanted to talk, all the I guess what you call it, the media wanted to talk to her. But and I think what it was it was a shock. Like, here's Raphael Sadiq, who is very famous. Everybody knows who he is in the United States, but believe it or not, Don is more famous elsewhere. And it has nothing to do with talent or really, I mean, don't get me wrong, she's talented, but so is he. They're probably about equally as talented because I think he plays multi instruments and all that kind of shit, right? But
Yes.
But the thing was that In Vogue was world famous and Raphael Sadiq was United States famous, if you know what I mean. And really a niche of United States, a neo soul kind of a vibe, kind of, if you heard his name in the right rooms, he's got a lot of weight, but he doesn't have the same weight as In Vogue, multi-platinum, blah, 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 world, going to Japan, Germany, whatever, and performing and everything like that. He wasn't famous like that. Even when Lucy Pearl was done, they didn't go all over the world, if you know what I mean. Don't get me wrong, they did, but she got the attention, not the rest of the band.
Yeah, they weren't even together long enough to really,
maybe 2 years I
think it was just 2099.
Yeah. No, let me think. When did that song come out? I want to say it was around 2001 or 2. Because I remember, no, maybe it was 2000.
Yeah, when I first heard it, I think I was in the 5th or 6th grade. So that was about 2000, 2001. Because I remember I thought it was a smooth song.
Oh, yeah. I used to mix that with Just in Case and Too Close.
That sounds nice.
Yeah. So, and it kept the floor going. So that's what I know about it. It kept the floor going. Damn, it's been that long. Jeez. Anyway, time flies. But yeah. So it's just the way it is. It's just like Phoenix Soul, have a great evening. Great evening. Thank you for coming by, Phoenix Soul. In fact, we need to get your stories, Phoenix Soul. Everybody doesn't know, but Phoenix Soul is an amazing singer. She can hang with Don. Let's put it that way. So I have to give you. I got to give her flowers as well. If Don got sick, Phoenix Soul could have just stepped right in and sung along with In Vogue. I'm telling you. Let me shut up before I start talking all night about Phoenix Soul. But I'm just she is a talented person. But yeah, I think we should have a part 3. I'm gonna dig deeper because you're right. You brought up some good points. Let's find out what was going on now. Her ex-husband told on himself because he said he was having mental issues 20 years ago, which happens to put him right around the time they were married. So he comes on here trying to make it sound like he's the angel, but then admits he had mental issues. So I don't know. That's how it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody. I mean, if everybody enjoyed the show, put some love in the chat to say thanks and whatever you can. Not only to me, though, definitely give Deontay some love, give Cyber Dream some love, give yourself some love. Give yourself. The chat was popping tonight. And we're definitely going to do. I'm going to talk to the friends and see if we should do a part 3. But also, I want to obviously throw a shameless plug out for Saturday night. It's going to be crazy. We are going to have a great show on Saturday night. It's going to be a great show. The name of the show is Umar.
Yeah, that's, man. I hope I got my things set for that. Hopefully, I won't be asleep for nothing. But I definitely want to get into that, man, because this guy is such a. I'll tell you just real quick. The reason why I'm so passionate about Umar is because there's never been anybody who I really felt really encouraged for as much as I did him years ago, over 10 years now. And now seeing him, all the haters I used to be like, y'all just hating on Umar. And now they were all right. They were all right, man. Like, and I can't, and the dude's just a clown and he just don't see it. It's just terrible.
I mean, I'm in shock. I used to be on his again, I guess whenever you find out the real deal, it's like, damn,
Oh yeah, man. And oh yeah, by the way, I want to congratulate you, man. I see you broke through that 1,000 subscribers when you smashed through that. So that's what's up. Yeah.
I still he gave YouTube a call. He said, y'all sir, yeah, y'all check your computers out. Check your computers. And they said, no, not us. There you go. So, I'm happy about it. I'm happy about it. And regardless, I'm happy.
Yes.
So thank you so much. I appreciate that. And everybody, I think it's time for me to kick the beat. Here we go. I think I'll go with Vividry again. Here we go. Again, everybody give Deontay a hand of applause. And definitely Phoenix Soul. Definitely Why Seeking Knowledge. Definitely Cyber Dreams. And the friends. And everybody. And of course, Jackie for doing some excellent work. Thank you so much, Jackie, tonight. Here we go. Bridget's in the house. Miss Alto, thank you so much. In this moment, yes. Of course, Angela Riddick, thank you so much for coming through. It's not hard to fool me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yes. Yeah. I can see good. Here we go. All right. Remember, Saturday night, y'all. 5:30 West Side, 8:30 East Side. I'll do for a second. And everybody up in the clouds, I really appreciate you. And we cannot forget about the replay gang. Replay gang, they got it going on. It's not a problem, no. 'Cause I know what I'm getting into. Mom. Yes. Yeah. Nothing can stop me.
Guess I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say.
Right, somebody talking about some people are out of their neck.
I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find no matter what. Yeah, susceptible now. Before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find no matter what. Susceptible now, before the moment flies.
All right, everybody, have a good night. Here we go.